Well, good morning, those of you in the Eastern time zone. Um, I figured I might as well talk. I been in a very hateful mood, thinking hateful thoughts, and that's not good. But I think the reason why I'm in a hateful mood and having hateful thoughts, besides having a hateful life, is like last week. I'm like enough with the laying around with the broken toes, get up and move and stuff like that. And then my heart was worrying me a couple of times. So I wasn't able to lift my little sissy weights a couple of times because I'm using these little tiny weights. And yeah, I mean, I'm all about fighting back and trying and all that stuff. But how you supposed to try if your heart don't let you try? You know, if like trying endangers your heart. So yesterday I just walked for about 30 or 35 minutes to work my heart, and then I'm like, well, I gotta listen to my heart. Okay, my heart warned me about smoking, and then I ended up in the hospital like literally within 2 weeks. I had like a bout of arrhythmia on the porch, sitting there with the war vet after smoking about 7 cigarettes over a space of time. And I was like, okay, that's a warning, so this you have to lay there. But then when you lay there, I start having hateful thoughts about my sister and about the landlord and about my situation and about the seeming hopelessness of it all. And that's not good. It's not good. Uh, Need to be up and doing and fighting. There's other things I can do. I guess I can memorize this book up here. Where are you, book? Just read it. There's a bunch of stupid this on it. Just read this to myself and memorize it, familiarize myself with it, and take a pencil and mark, how it. I have ways of underlining underlining words that need emphasized, and putting like little slashes where there's pauses in it, where there should be where if you read it orally, there should be a pause. But if you don't need that pause there. It's an old thing. But yeah, that's the main thing is finding something to do other than sitting there and thinking hateful thoughts. And it's like, believe me, I tried this week. You know, I have been moving around, and I walked on a bad knee and broken toes, and I can get my heart rate up for like half an hour at a time, and walk for half an hour at a time. So I'm careful about it. I'm not saying it's unaided and stuff, but you know, just wake up. You don't feel good right off the bat, and you don't feel optimistic. And I got a new phenomenon in the building now that you're really gonna enjoy, which is the lady upstairs dog barks at me through the ceiling when I make noise. I had them little sissy weights, and I was trying to get the deadlift motion, which is just bending over at the waist and doing that with a broken toe and a bad knee. You don't want to. I didn't want to lift any significant thing, but I stumbled back a little bit, so I just threw one of the little tiny 5 pound weights. Barely hit the ground. Yeah, this is a Sharpei and Pitbull mix. So it's two aggressive breeds bred for fighting. And I talked to my cousin in Florida, and he made a funny joke about it. He was like, because Because I was like, I wonder, like, if you can get a contact buzz off of crack. There's usually not a whole lot of smoke with crack. It's like, maybe that's the dog's problem. It's like, I'm dealing with a pit bull on crack. And he said, maybe the problem is that he's addicted to it and he don't have it. And that's why he's so grumpy. It's actually a she. I was like, and he just flipped it around on me, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty clever. But he just flipped it around on me, and he's like, it's not that it's on crack, it's that it's Jonesing. It's like, I don't want to deal with no Jones and pit bull. It's like a regular pit bull. I'm not my brother. I can't, you know, kill a pit bull barehanded, barefooted or whatever, because he kicked that one. I can't be dealing with no, grouchy ass dog. And I haven't been out of the house or had any significant face-to-face conversations with people for since my last appointment, so that's not good either. The weather's crap here, and like I said, walking's dicey, so yeah, it's not a good situation. I actually had like I'm starting to get some pretty demented thoughts too. I actually thought about like suicide by landlord, like suicide by cop, where you antagonize a cop and make him shoot you. Well, my landlord actually concealed carries, so my imagination's a little bit troublesome at times. So I was like, what if I got between him and the door, and I keep a hatchet by the door, just in case I have somebody trying to, an unruly Jehovah Witness or something knocks at the door. But I was like, what if I got between him and the door and threatened to kill him with the hatchet and made him draw on me and say it's me or you? You have to use that thing and come at him with a hatchet and make him shoot me with a 45 caliber Kimber. Problem with that is he a good shot? Does he put in his target range practice? Thinking all this. And these are some sick thoughts to be having. This is too much time inside, too much time in a hopeless situation. And then I don't get to fight back by doing a couple of workouts a day. I'm doing the walking, and the one night I did like the little girly dumbbell workout. I kind of like blew through it fast. I didn't take breaks in between it. And I noticed my heart had it took a while for it to settle down. I didn't have any arrhythmia. I'm like, the fuck? It was late when I got started. So I wanted to get it done. And I wanted to eat something and go to sleep. So, I haven't even been able to do that every day. So that's kind of bumming me out. You got to at least be able to fight back. And it kind of makes me understand, like, what I was talking about, like, with my father, where he, like, had nowhere to put his animus, nowhere to put his his life force, except for through negative behavior. So it's coming out with me with, like, negative thoughts. Because thinking, why would I wake up in the morning thinking hateful thoughts about my sister? My sister already made it clear that she don't want nothing to do with me. Unless it's on her terms, And I stumbled across these videos about narcissists. And I learned something. I very rarely learn anything. But I learned something. There's this thing called gaslighting. It's like, I even wrote about it. I'm like, oh, that's what that Roy guy was doing. Okay, it's gaslighting. Because there's an old movie called Gaslighting, I think. I think it's called Gaslighting. Where this guy wants to drive his wife crazy. So he keeps fucking with her perception of reality by dimming or brightening the gaslight. And then, saying it looks the same to me. Well, all the while he's manipulating it. And I'm like, oh, that guy next door does that shit because we'll talk about something. He'll be like, I I don't remember that. You know, and it's like when I gave him like some food, and he was like, well, I wish I could do something for you. It wasn't like, a flippant thing that somebody would forget in 10 days. I was like, I gave him some food, and he's like, I wish that I could do something for you. And I said, you can pay the landlord my rent. I'll just drop it off to you in an envelope. And then I mentioned it to him, and he said, what are you talking about? But he was just fucking around. And people will fuck around with your perception of reality by that way, and they call it gaslighting. And I was like, that guy does that. He used to do that a lot. Like, I don't remember that. Or I don't remember saying that. Or yeah, you forgot in 10 days that you made that promise. You probably had one of them dinners still in your freezer. It's like, I knew he was an evil fuck. I just kind of always gave him a pass about being an evil fuck. Wheelchair or no wheelchair. My voice is actually better than it was like a few minutes ago. But I woke up in a bad mood and I figured, share the wealth, right? So I can drink my coffee safely. But no, I'm not going to ramble on here. This will be short. Because believe it or not, I do, I am truthful and I do feel like ashamed of like rambling on for 2 hours. Proud of the fact and ashamed of it at the same time. Because not everybody could do that and even be vaguely interesting or be well read enough or come up with enough topics or something interesting. Like last video I was talking about how the NFL was actually encouraging opiate addiction, with this player, this great player, Megatron. And his team was like, take these opiates. They're like drug dealers. They want to get the product out on the field. They don't give a fuck about the guy. And it happens to a lot of athletes, but especially in football because it's a collision sport where they're in so much pain, they end up being addicted to painkillers. But yeah, that's, I come up with some things that at least I think they're interesting. I think it's interesting that, greed is that powerful. That's like, they'll just suck a player dry like a vampire and just leave him a shriveled mess. They don't even turn him into a vampire where he's like vampiring off of other people. So it's more like, it's more like a giant, it's more like the NFL is a giant tarantula, and it just drains its victims and, takes all they can out of them and leaves them crippled, hobbled people. Because speaking of my cousin in Florida who I talked to for a long time last night, he met a famous NFL player, showed up with two of the hottest women he's ever seen in his fancy ass car, and he's not, that big a football fan, but this other guy that worked at the gas station he worked at said, that's so and so, that he played for blah blah blah. He was a blah blah blah, and I'm gonna stop with the blah blah blahs. That don't sound good in a monologue, does it? But anyways, he said that guy could barely walk. And he was like, man, I don't give a damn about the bitches in the car. He's like, I won't want to be that guy, and that's kind of what the NFL had a thing back in the day where they just shot up everybody with cortisone. Like, they formed a conga line and they just shot up everybody before a game. So cortisone blocks your body's communicating injury and pain toward you. Like, that's what happens when they cortisone my knee. It feels great for a while. It's like, wow, I got a new knee, but I still got the same old problems. That pain's there for a reason. It's telling you there's a problem. So anyways, I can come up with interesting shit like that. Or at least I think it's interesting. I don't know if you think it's interesting or not. But, And you see all these NFL PR commercials where they're like after the Ray Rice incident, which probably brought on by CTE, the concussion thing, um, because that affects personality, and a lot of people that get that have problems with impulse control and anger and rage and shit like that. But anyways, he might have been a wife beating asshole before that video, but after the Ray Rice incident where the NFL player punched out this woman who attacked him first, but you don't hit a woman like that. Not if you can bench press 350 pounds 10 times or whatever. It's a strong dude. You just don't, I don't think you ever, unless she has a weapon, have a right to hit a woman with a fist. That's just crazy. Plus he could just wrapped her up, and held her and said, settle the fuck down. But anyways, the point being is the NFL puts out this big long PR thing. Meanwhile, they know their sport's in jeopardy over this concussion stuff because Steve Young, 9 concussions. Troy Aikman, 8 concussions. It only takes a couple of concussions, if they're bad, to fuck up your personality. And so that's why they're coming down so hard on the Browns football player who swung the football helmet at the guy and hit the guy in the head. You know, anybody that can see that, watches that incident, can be like, it's obviously the little white quarterback that's causing all the trouble and acting like a maniac. And the only thing that was done wrong by the defensive guy was he didn't turn the other cheek, which it's football. You don't turn the other cheek. Somebody hits you, you hit them back. That's football. That's the way it is. And swinging the helmet, the other guy just started everything. So, but nope, I got to gear up for another week of pain and torture, and hope that my heart behaves itself. And instead of doing it Monday, I'll do it Sunday. I thought like every morning, Monday morning, I'll do a little short thing, giving myself a pep talk for the week. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of interesting. Oh, what the hell's wrong with me? Can't be that interesting, right? If I can't think of it. No, but really, it's like I'm thinking about my upcoming appointment with this dude and how I'm gonna handle it and how it's gonna affect my living situation and how living here is literally driving me batshit. Now I got a dog barking at me through the ceiling when I already got somebody up there that stomps around like an elephant. So there's an elephant and a crack-addicted pit bull upstairs. This is not a doable place to live. So, but I don't have enough money to move. I need enough money for whatever the rent's going to be, and I need enough money for a bed and a little time, so I can switch my internet over there depending upon how the place is rigged up and get things in order. But I'll leave everything here, man. I'll just leave everything here. I'll take the financial loss just to get out of here, because right now I feel like my sanity is at stake. You can't wake up hateful. You can't sit around having hateful thoughts on Thanksgiving by yourself. You got to have some kind of face-to-face human interaction with people that are not professional people, doctors, caseworkers, aid workers that come in to clean your house. And I mean, you got to have some sense of normalcy to your life. So I wake up in the morning hating my sister and having a stupid, just I found it amusing at first, and I'm like, it's not really amusing, dude. It's not a healthy thought to have, like, because I know that he conceals carries. So I'm like, suicide by landlord. Like, no, you got to get the fuck out of here, dude. Your time is limited here as a sane human being. Like everybody, this isn't the Shawshank Redemption, and you ain't Tim Robbins. Everybody breaks. Everybody snaps at some point. You know, it's like, and that was rough this week when you find out that you can't even exercise when you want to because you have to watch your heart. You know, I've had my heart shocked. I still haven't asked my doctor, but I'm pretty sure it's 6 times I've been cardioverted. You know, and that's the last thing I need for my psyche is to end up getting in a hospital on a cardiac ward. And that's rough. You know, it's one thing if to be depressed or blah. You know, everybody feels like that. It's another thing like if you're taking measures to fight back against depression and your body's saying nope, can't do it. You know, that's hard to take. That was rough to take. Maybe this week will be better. Maybe my appointment will go better. That's a lot of maybes. But yeah, things are not going too well. I figured the dog would be a problem because if a person can't control themselves, they sure as fuck ain't gonna be able to control a dog. You know. Um, and I was like, I don't know how big Shar-Peis get. I know Pitbulls generally go from 50 to 70 pounds, but this ain't gonna be a small dog. This will be the type of dog that could kill someone. Um, its name is Precious, by the way. But yeah, I think I'm gonna share that stuff, you know, about the sick thoughts I've been having and whatnot, to get to motivate my caseworker. I, I think I'll use the suicide by landlord thing, because you know, I'm, I don't know if it's boredom. I don't know if it's like I'm losing my fucking marbles. I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to like just maybe I'm bored with the movie, so I'm like, I've seen this plot before, so I'm just making up my own movies. But I'm like, what happens to the landlord? You know, court wise, landlord shoots tenant to death in self-defense. That'd shine a big spotlight on him, wouldn't he? Wouldn't it? But he's such a good con man. Everybody loves him. Seriously. Even Roy, who I thought was an intelligent person, has like a smoke screen about it now. He called my beef with him, ignorant, you know, and he just, it's weird. Like the guy's magic. It's like when you talk to the guy, it's like, you know, it's hard for me to talk to him, but you can feel all that fucking charm and charisma and shit oozing off of him. You know, it don't have no effect on me but to fill me with disgust now. But it's like a magic power he has, you know. I never seen anybody better. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's got to be priority number one over top of everything is getting out of here, getting in a different situation. I've been looking at these same four walls now in this beat up, shitty room. Even even got a hornet infestation in this same shitty room. See, it's December. That's 14 months. Okay, 14 months in solitary confinement. I mean, I am a loner and all, but I still need the same things other people need. A certain amount of human interaction that, you know, not whore interaction. In other words, not like this caseworkers paid, aid workers paid, doctors are paid, psychiatric nurses are paid, but just like a conversation with somebody where there's no money involved, which I can't have that with the people that I moved into Maslin with or the other guy upstairs, man. if I tallied up how much money that guy scored off of me just through, natural con person, it's just an inherited trait, you know. But I was like, that one day he got me for $7.25 on a bus pass. And then I'm like, he broke my $20 mug. He got a bunch of football cards off of me for free. It's like if I added all this shit up, it's like, so those are paid relationships too. That's a paid relationship. My family over here those are paid relationships. And I guess my aunt, the one that started me on the Xanax, I guess, according to my cousin in Florida, she's had some kind of health problem where they got to put more stents in her neck. And oh yeah, my foster brother, I heard his voice on the answering machine just say hello, and then he hung up. So he did call me, but I didn't. It's not like, oh, this son of a bitch is calling me. It just appeared in my messages. But I'm gonna keep this under 30 minutes. Um, yeah. So I gotta start another week with, you know, this is sore because I got a bunch of bone spurs coming up. That's where I have to chew my food. So eating is difficult. Um, it's affecting my digestion because I can't eat the foods that inactive older people need to eat, like raisin nut bran. You know, to as a teacher used to say, to get the old alimentary canal working properly. So, but I figure I can always cut this shit short with the caseworker. It doesn't have to be a long thing. It's a pretty long drive though, because it's from Massillon to Canton, and then back here. But I want to be feeling good that day, you know. But yeah, I want him to walk in here and look at this room and tell him this is my view for the last 14 months. I said, I can't use this part of the apartment. That'll sound crazy to somebody, like, what do you mean you can't use it? If she's not stomping around or the dog's not barking. The dog's a new phenomenon. It was all about her stomping around and making noise. And then they had like 6 to 8 people living up there. And then there was some serious noise because there were some kids involved and stuff. And then I ratted them out because it got to be too much. That was, of course, before I got sprayed by poison and whatnot. And then, then me and the landlord didn't get along so well after that. So, yeah, this situation is just going to keep deteriorating and getting worse and worse. Living here, so I got to get out of here. There's a song by Alice Cooper called "The Ballad of Dwight Fry," where he's like, "I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here." That's where I'm at. It's like that's got to be priority number one. And I'm even getting to the point where I'm like trying to save money on razors. I already bought like cheap razors, but then I let my beard grow until it gets itchy. Like I would just grow a beard, however crappy it looked, but it gets itchy, and I have to at least trim it down with trimmers to keep it from being itchy. But don't have any money. I might have to talk to the only friend I got and corrupt our friendship with begging alms to the poor, and just to get me out of here. I haven't talked to him for a while. He's busy with his 80. He's got a sick 88-year-old mother he's taking care of, and he's a very busy man anyway. But it's one of them deals where, somebody that needs around the clock care. But the same thing with my mom. We didn't want to put her in a nursing home. We wanted to keep her at home, and they're doing it the same way. So, um, yeah, every day's a fucking fight, man. I wake up and I'm just freaking miserable. Every day's a fight, and you just get tired, you know. And that's what I took my little. I'm making coffee, thinking about suicide by a landlord. That's not good, you know. Imagination can be a curse. It's like, who would think of that? I can actually make that work. I can make him shoot me. And I know it's a 45 caliber handgun. So, if I get shot in the trunk with my health, I'm done. It's over with. There ain't no surviving. The motherfucker will probably just wing me and like disable an arm or something. Because he's such an incompetent landlord. He can't even kill his tenants properly. Ridiculous. But no, I got no other choice but to keep trying. I mean, I made a promise. I made a promise to myself that I ain't dying here. Get out of here and die somewhere else. And it's like I've been. If you follow me, you know I've been trying to get shit done. It's like the universe is pushing me in another direction. I don't know. I just have to roll with it. This is where it's good if you have faith, because you could be like, well, it'll work out. If you believe that there's a benevolent entity up there that's on your side, it's like, I don't really have any reason to believe that he's on my side, or she's on my side, or it's on my side. Whatever this thing is that's behind everything is on my side. There's nothing in my life that, would make me believe that. No circumstance. I am the guy that went to the chiropractor with a tumor growing in his spine. Like, cracking my back is going to fix a growing tumor. Um, there's nothing that would indicate that. I, but I still made that promise that I'm going to get out of here, and I don't know if I can stay here long enough to save up the money and stay sane. I don't know if I can do it. It's like, this is one of them days where I wish I had faith. I got doubt, because it's like I didn't lift weights yesterday, because I had a warning the day before I lifted weights, and my heart took a long time mellowing the fuck out. And yeah. Then I had that horrible, unpleasant thought about BWS. It's like, what if I'm already gonna have that? What if I've been on benzos too long because of being stuck here? I've been talking about getting out of here for what, like a year? My plan was, and I thought it was, I don't know why I think things will work out or things will make sense when nothing in the universe seems to work out or make sense. But my plan was to get my knee operated on, rehab my knee while I was living here, save up money, and then move. And then, because I was in bad shape, I was like, how the hell am I going to carry my shit out of here with a bad leg? And, yeah, I'm trying to think. I have to go back and check through my chart and make that video that I talked about, like with my chart, to see what events in my life coincided with me, like yielding, being like, okay, I'm not going to quit the benzos while I'm living in this insane asylum. Okay, with crack addicted pitbulls and shit. I'm not doing that. It's too much to ask any human being. I'm just going to try to get out of here. I know I was dealing with my knee up until April. So I think that's actually what happened. Is I was like not getting anything done with my knee. It was clear that I wasn't going to get anything done with my knee, and then I'm like, well, that means that whole plan that I had about getting my knee operated on and rehabbing it here and then moving, that's scrapped. So I'm going to be stuck here, and then realizing um, I'm going to be stuck here and things are getting worse, and that's right around when I had the relationship with the alcoholic, PTSD, uh, impulse control, violent, Army vet guy. Thank God he's pocket sized. That's all I can say. He's a pocket sized maniac. You know, 135 pounds maybe. Like, thank God for that, because if he was my size, then I'd be in trouble, man. Yeah. Anyways, that's 36 minutes. As you know, I can drone on ad infinitum, but I'm not going to allow myself to do that because it's not a good way to start the day. For me, I need eat some food, and I think I'll try to lift the weight slowly first today, and then walk later on. But man, it's a fucking scary thing working out when you got a bad heart, because your heart rate gets up, and then you start to feel a little weird, and you start thinking about hospitals and needles and tubes down your throat and shit. Been quite a party, I'll tell you. I've always had to try. I've always had to try. I always have been. I've always been a stuttering prick. No, I've always tried to have fun, no matter what. I'm always trying to have fun. You have no idea how low I am right now because I always try to make the best of things. I always try to have fun. I've always been like that because I've always been in a shitty situation. You know, uh, but it comes to a point where, you know, like I said, man, anybody breaks, anybody snaps, anybody's like, okay, I'm done. This is it for me. I can't do anymore. Things aren't working out. Maybe I can make the landlord shoot me and get him in trouble, or uh, start, you know, maybe I can convince him that there's a crack addicted pit bull up there, and then he should start carrying his Kimber, and that's a mean dog or something. I don't know. I don't think he carries his Kimber here. I don't think he does. That's the name of the 45, of course. But yeah, it's gonna be another week of me trying, and hopefully, I will get back to you. Stay off of here. I will get back to you after the third and give my impressions of the whole social worker thing. And if he hasn't, try to read the guy and see if he has any leads about me getting out of here. But that's the bottom line is I got to get out of this fucking dump. And anywhere. It can be anywhere. I don't care where it is. Anywhere as long as it ain't here. But like I said, I'll see you in a few days. And thank you again for following along on this horrific journey that I call my life. Bye bye.